0513 0456. The same again, the number, and there is the model number, and the size of it is, the last number on there is 0635, and the 6 indicates the size of the model, the hip implant, like a shoe. It's a size 6. The second row of numbers, the second number in the second row of numbers indicates the size of the implant, and that is 6, and it goes all the way through. Now, this one, the 11 there, is that one there, and then we have the 11R, which is that one there, which is identical in numbers to that one, So these two implants, although they were in use at the latter part, this one is in use all the time. This one, they forged the number on it to lose everything going on, and then we go into this, the R11. Now the R11, this one here, is the R11 that I've got implanted into me, which is the killer implant, and the R is an abbreviation for RTMZF, which is the compound of aluminium metal with titanium in. And we've got the titanium, the recognition of titanium we've got. This one is the Accolade R11. There was never any such number. There was the Accolade 11, but there it is there, the Accolade R11. This hip implant is a forgery. That's a forgery, and that is a forgery. That is the same as well. They've took the barcodes are DR barcodes, which don't apply. They have to be in a line number barcode to show that the hip worldwide is in use. But when you come to this one here, you've got the number 0761, first one, 1226. It's not that one. It's this one. 0761, 0761, 1226, 1226. Now that is the R11. And ironically, this is also the R11. Now this has been withdrew, and there's the number there, 6670637. And yet they're calling it here 6721. It's 6077. They're calling it the same as that implant there, 67210635, 67210635, and there it is there on a different one. It's called a different number, the 12, but this there was never an implant called the R11, and yet they've forged this on there, the R11 127, the R11. Now, if you were searching for this implant on the GU code, the barcode, in this worldwide global unique defence identification database, and you put that, you search for that implant, there'd be 47,365 results. So if I put this one through, searching for that implant, this number would be 47,366 searches. Yet these two different number. It's got the same code as the 11. It's got the same code there as the R11, 67210635, 6721033635. And this is the Accolade R11. and its real number is given on there it is there. There's the number 6 there, and its real number is 60770637, and 670367 is this one. There's the number there. There's the accolade number there, 1226 60770637. That's there. And yet they've called it the accolade 127 hip implant, and they've changed the number on the medical. This is the medical record, the 30 medical record, where the surgeon has to sign for it there, and they've called it the R11 6721 0635. 6077 0637. 6077, oh there. And there it is there. There's the real number for it. But they've changed the name, there's no 11. This search for that and that, all they did was cut the name out, change the name there, and it's gone there, extended that. And that search number is identical to that search number. Now, if that search was made first, this one would end up with an higher number than that one ends up with, and vice versa. And yet, they're both the same. Identical search numbers, two different searches. There's the real number of that model there, 607, which was withdrew because it's made of, and it says, the device is made of metal, e.g. cobalt, chrome, COR, titanium, TI, and stainless steel. That titanium is the reason that the model was taken off the market. Now, we've got Thompson solicitors turn around and say that my hip implant, these hip implants were made by Stryker. 113 victims of another implant, a Johnson & Johnson company implant, which was Dupree, and it was called the Pinnacle. They took Johnson & Johnson Dupree to court, claiming that the Pinnacle was a danger to health, and they couldn't prove that the Pinnacle had caused any medical complaints, any problems, and they lost the case on that. It hasn't run long enough for it to show the metallosis, which they will eventually get, metal on metal. And this Thompson solicitors turned around and says, Mrs. Justice Andrew stated in the High Court that the claimants had failed to prove that the product carried an abnormal risk. That's 113 people had the Dupree hip implant put into them, and they tried to claim for what will be metallosis, but nothing has occurred yet. On the contrary, the other one that I've got is the hip that we're talking about here that's been forged, the document has been forged over, and it was withdrew because it's got made of titanium. And in America, they've paid out £2.3 billion, and there are still another 1,000 victims that are going to get compensation in America. And worldwide, they've paid out billions, not millions, billions, 2.3 billion in America on this hip that I've got. And Thompson solicitors turn around and say, although your hip replacement was manufactured by Stryker, the law remains the same for all manufacturers, and it means it would be very unlikely that a product liability case against Stryker would be successful in this country. It's killing people. I've got metallosis. If you look at my hands, this hand goes black and all this hand goes blue. You can see the difference. And my legs, they've got metallosis in them. That's metallosis. I haven't got dirty legs. I'll have to have my legs off. And that's the metallosis. It's blocking all my veins up. And Thompson's solicitors turned around and said that they've seen the evidence. I went to Thompson's as a member of the public, asking them for help on a no-win, no-fee. And I turned around and asked for all the evidence, and I said, I can't send the evidence because I can't get it from Spire Healthcare. And eventually when I got it on the 29th of April 2019, 2020, I beg your pardon, they turned around and had already made up their mind that although I've got no evidence, they fabricated an issue, and it was written on a letter on the 23rd of April saying that you've got no evidence. The evidence you've sent, there's nothing there. You can't win a case. I never sent any evidence because I didn't get it until the 29th of April. And the case that was referred to here, that Thompson solicitor said I couldn't win, the judge turned around. This is a product liability law update. The landmark decision in Guy and others, Dupre International Limited, on the 18th. And this is the correspondence that Thompson solicitors said. We advise you on the basis of the 18th, the product liability case, claimants received the Pinnacle hip replacement was unsuccessful. Mrs. Justice Andrews stated in the High Court, and this is it. On the 21st of May, Mrs. Andrews delivered a landmark judgment in the largest product group litigation before the courts in England and Wales. The Dupree Pinnacle metal-on-metal hip group litigation, the court found in favour of the defendant Dupree. The case is a very important decision in the product liability law, and particularly regarding the definition of defect under the Consumer Protection Act 1987, the CPA. Now, my case was not a product complaint. It was a complaint that had fitted a withdrawn hip implant in me. The hip implant that I had was withdrew because it was killing people. It gives metallosis, which is no cure, which you've just seen I've got. I can't even have an MRI scan because if I have an MRI scan, it will show up the metallosis, the metal particles in my blood, and that will be the final thing. Nobody then could turn around and say, I haven't got this hip. Well, I've just proved that the forgery is here. I have got the hip. And in this letter, and it goes on, the Pinnacle litigation was one of a number of groups' actions under the CPA against the manufacturers of metal-on-metal, MOM, total hip replacements and resurfacing products introduced in 2000. It was ordered to proceed as a trial of preliminary issues to determine whether the Dupree was liable to the claimants in relation to its Pinnacle ultimate total hip replacement, subject to any development risk defects. After the other claimants were stayed pending the outcome, it was hoped that the resolution of these claims at preliminary issue outcome, it was hoped the issues, the preliminary issues, the trials would prove guidance for claims against other manufacturers. Representatives of the other manufacturers made written closing submissions. However, the actual evidence heard at the trial concerned only the Pinnacle hip implants, not the Striker, the Pinnacle hip implants. And the judge made, it goes on here, the outcome, the background, and it says,